They said, and you would not believe what happened after that. And then those ladies, oh, hello. I'm just joking. We weren't really gossiping. I just wanted to start the show off silly. You say Harley's up on the couch?
Probably is.
Why don't, before we get started, why don't you go put the puppy down on the ground before he leaps to his doom. Our blind dog is up on the couch, and he's just as soon as we went live, he starts barking, which tells me he wants to, get down. And if he jumps, he'll break his leg or something silly. So Papa Jim's going to go downstairs and let that poor little puppy down. But good morning, Gail. Welcome to our Piñata stuffing, week 13. We are halfway through. Oh, my goodness. Just when I get really, really excited about doing these things, the gas prices go up. There's going to be food shortages. There's all this gloom and doom. It's like, oh, man, I don't even know if I need to continue on with our piñata stuffing and hope for the best, or do I take the money I've got now and run down to the Amish store and stockpile food? I don't know which way to go with it. But Gail, how are you this morning? I saw that you put a video out this morning I haven't got to see yet about an Easter craft. I know that I've been approached to do an Easter craft. I haven't looked into it yet, but I have to get back to that individual and see if it's something that I'm going to be able to follow up on and join them in. But how's everybody's week been going? Everybody doing good? The weather is so weird here in Iowa right now. I had all kinds of plans for today. I couldn't hardly sleep last night. I was so excited about some of the things I want to do today. First of all, I've got my hand in my brace again, so that might put a damper on things a little bit. But yesterday, well, let me back up. Sunday, 70 degrees, beautiful. Tuesday, Wednesday, snow. Yesterday, very, very windy, and I mean windy. And we had the weirdest sleet I've ever seen since living here. Usually when we get sleet, it's very heavy little ice pellets, and it's sleet. Or we'll have flurries, which are the tiny little snowflakes. But yesterday it was snowing what looked like little styrofoam balls. Little styrofoam balls were in the air, even in the sunshine. Little styrofoam balls, and as soon as they'd hit your windshield, then they would melt, but they just all bounced around like styrofoam balls. It was the weirdest thing. And I asked Papa Jim, I said, did you get weird sleet up where you were at work today? Because where we were separated probably by, I don't know, 40 miles at least. He says, yeah. I said, it was like styrofoam. He goes, yes. I said, I've never seen that before. I've never seen it snow styrofoam. And it was so light. It was just floating in the air and blowing in the air like styrofoam balls. It was the craziest thing. But that was supposed to be behind us by today. So I couldn't hardly sleep last night because I've got some projects I want to work on with Papa Jim. And I was so excited about it. And he said this morning, and I can hear the wind howling out in the grove. It's windy outside. It's cold outside. So one of the big projects I was really looking forward to doing today, I'm not sure we're going to get to do it because it's so windy and cold out. But if I give Papa Jim puppy dog eyes and put my jacket on, we might do it. I don't know.
What's that?
The big project I wanted to do out in the chicken yard today.
Oh, I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. Or are we just going to just have breakfast when we're done with this live and just put our feet up and watch YouTube videos about how to properly grow lettuce? I don't know. We're so close to starting our living edible salad bar in our kitchen. It's driving me nuts because that's all I've been doing is watching videos.
We got to cut some stuff.
Yeah, wait till you guys see this. We don't want to give too much away what we're doing. But
yeah, let's start off with putting some.
He wants to go on to another subject. Good morning, Major. Good morning, Pam. Hello, viewers from Fairmont, West Virginia. Welcome in. Gail is going to be doing some gardening today.
61 degrees. Might get up to 88.
Not here. I think we're in our 30s today. I think we're back down into the 30s.
Yeah, I don't have my phone.
It's Jim's wallet day. It is. Speaking of money, let's put a dime in our county. He's brought it. He brought it, Major. I'm going to put a dime in our county jar to start with.
Make sure it
If I can,
turns
if I can
on.
do it, because I'm injured.
Put it in there. There, start.
It's counting. It's counting.
So there's a dime.
That was a dime. Here's a quarter going into the jar.
Another quarter.
Another quarter. And for those of you, hello, Tamra. Good morning. For those of you who don't know, here's the gist of this jar. Look how much we've got in here already. Every week when we come online to stuff my muffin, we add a little bit of money into this jar. Now, before day one, when I told you guys that we were going to be doing this, what do you need, sweetie?
Where's your cheaters? You don't have cheaters up here?
You know what? I have cheater glasses up here, and then I put them on my face, and then I run
How am I
downstairs.
supposed to look for the bat?
There's a bat on the back of a quarter. That's not it. Did you guys know that the 2020 commemorative quarter, 2020 commemorative quarter has bats on the back of it? It really does. You need to see if you can find one. Anyways, back to the jar for those of you who are listening.
I can't even barely see if they're quarters, let alone.
Feel for the ridges, honey. Feel for the ridges. Every week since we started, we put a little bit of money in this jar, and it counts on the top here. There's an LCD display that tells us how much money we're putting in, but we don't tell you what the LCD says. We tell you every week how much we put in, and we do it every week when we come on here to stuff the piñata. And then at the end of our 26 weeks, we are going to have a little contest. Who can guess how much money we have in the jar without going over, based on the fact that we tell you every week what we put in. We tell you we're putting in $1, we put in a quarter. Good morning, Denise.
$1.
We tell you if we put in 4 quarters, it's going to be $1. Things like that.
We don't put dollars.
Papers. No.
Although I probably do have a couple of Susan B. Anthony's I can sneak in there.
I don't even know if it would count as Susan B. Anthony or a Sacagawea. We'll have to check that.
Sack of what?
What? Well, I know I've got a mod in here that's going to take care of that for you there, friend. Hopefully. If not, everybody ignore. So what we do is at the end of 26 weeks, we will have a contest. Whoever can guess the closest without going over will either win one of these county bank jars. We'll order it through Amazon and send it to you. Or you can get a coffee mug from my merch store for Country Mama Musings. Or wherever we end up going on our trip, which is why we're saving all of this money in a piñata, we will get you something special from there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hand this over to Papa Jim real quick because I got to take care of some housekeeping. Did I get it? I'm like within 100, Gail. I am within 100.
Okay, so where were we at? Do you put a
I already told them what I've put in it.
So I'm going to
put. Just keep putting money.
I'm going to put another 25 cents in. See here. See if I can do this. So there's 25. There's 50.
Well, it looks 75. Like I had a friend already take care of that for me. So whoever did that, thank you.
$1.
And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to do that. Yay. Now we don't have to worry about that at the moment. So, I'm sorry, I got distracted over something, guys. I really am sorry. So good morning to everybody coming in.
So you've explained this, right?
I've explained
because I was watching over there and I wasn't really paying attention to this.
So we're just adding a little bit of money to that bank every week. And then when we go on our big adventure with Colonel Mustard, who is our little wiener dog that we will be taking on our adventures with us. Now, Colonel Mustard's going to go on all of our Team Weenie Watcher adventures. But then we added our investigator to our murder mystery that we're going to be going on in July.
And he may go on a couple adventures too.
He might.
Just because I can get a buddy too.
Colonel doesn't want to be lonely.
No.
So we might take our investigator with us on some of our things too.
Look at his teeth.
He's got the cutest teeth. He's so cute. So, for those of you who are new coming in, if we've kept you around this long, what we do is every week we get together, we have a fun spinny wheel on my iPad here, and we spin it 3 times during our live. One time it's numbered 1 through 50, and whatever it lands on, we have to take that amount of money and stuff it into our piñata. Another one is numbers 51 through 100, and whatever number it lands on, we have to stuff that money into my piñata. And then we also have one that has a number of destinations, and we choose every week. At the end of 26 weeks, whatever gets the most votes as per our spinning wheel, that's where we're going to take that money and go on a nice little vacation. So, and we'll be taking the wiener dog and maybe our investigator with us.
And on our 1 to 50 and 51 to 100, I believe that there's how many double chances?
There's 2 chances for a double on each wheel.
On each wheel. So
for those of you who are new, like Tamra coming in, hello, Laura, welcome. So we've got Tamra coming in new, and Nicole is new. So let's just jump right to it. Okay. Let's open up our wheel. And let's do savings 1 through 50. We're going to do the 1 through 50 wheel so you guys can see what it's about. This is for the new people. This is the day when Jim gets his wallet out and it gets completely emptied. Hydroponic garden system.
So yeah, I got it. So.
All right, guys, you ready? We're just going to get right into it.
Yeah.
What we do is we hold this iPad up to the camera. We don't see it. You guys get the first view of how much money we're going to put into the piñata.
So how much money I want to have there.
Here we go. Oh, there's no music.
Oh, put the music up. Put the music up. I can't do it.
I'm not looking. Did you guys see how much it was? Oh, we got music.
Yeah, we got commercial.
Yeah, gotta get through the commercial because I'm too cheap to buy the pro version. $22.
How's that?
All?
All right, so here it goes.
Right here, Mr. Jim.
So there's 25.
We're not going to do it by coins.
There's a 20. 21.
22. We got to do better than that. Yeah. How are we going to... Other brands of tablet.
And then this is the piñata.
This was a gift. Here's our piñata. It needs a trim. Look at our little muffin needs a trim. It's getting a little straggly there. So we are going to put the $22 into our piñata. Boop. Give it a good shake. I can actually see that the money line has gone up on that thing. So we've got quite a bit in there.
Yeah.
And people are like, don't leaving that. We will spin again, Gail.
Yeah.
That did not say double. Yeah. So we don't get to double the 22. Right. But we will spin the wheel that is numbered 51 through 100. That will give us a little bit more stuffing in the muffin so that we can go on our trip. Do you guys remember what destination we pulled up last week?
I believe, was it Tennessee?
It's Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, which made my very best friend extremely happy.
So I think that might be up there with mine.
It is. It's up there with Mount Rushmore. They're neck and neck.
So we have Mount Rushmore. We have Nashville, Tennessee. We have Branson, Missouri. Chicago by train. And Mackinac Island up north.
Up north, Michigan.
It's up that way. I know that.
It's up that way. So what's really neat is these are all places we've never been to. I mean, I went to Mount Rushmore when I was a baby, and Papa Jim thinks he's been to Chicago when he was a baby. But in our life together, we've never been to these places, so it will be all new and exciting. I think it will be exciting for us to see Mount Rushmore together. I think it'll be exciting to go see Nashville, Tennessee together. Branson, I mean, it's really lagging behind. I don't think it maybe has one vote according to our wheel. I'm excited to maybe go see Chicago only because it's on the Great Lake. But if we go to Mackinac Island, we can see, I think, Lake Superior and Lake Huron, I think. We'll get to see a couple of Great Lakes if we go there. So there's all these different things that we get to experience together for the first time. And what I'm finding out, there are places along the way that we can stop and add to our list as we go. So I added St. Louis, Missouri to our wheel because I'd really like to go up into the Arch in St. Louis. But if we end up going to Nashville, Tennessee, St. Louis is on the way. we might add a day or two in St. Louis before we head on down to Nashville. Two birds, one stone, right? We are going to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, says Gail, in April. That's wonderful. Yay, Tennessee. I know that Laura is happy in her new digs where she's at, her new location. So, we were talking earlier that we're so close to starting our new um, foyer into hydroponic gardening. If you guys saw just a post, I think I put it on the community tab, or maybe I only shared it on Instagram and YouTube. I'm not sure. Did we even talk about it last week? I think I told you I was going to ask Papa Jim to do something for me last week, and it was done on Sunday. We got for $1 a big, beautiful stainless steel salad bar. We got it for $1 at an auction. And so Papa Jim and the boys brought it up out of, first it was in Papa Jim's workshop for like 3 or 4 years. Then he booted it outside and they brought it up and I cleaned it all up last week and we moved it into the house. I found the perfect location for it. It looks awesome right where it is. And we're going to have an edible salad bar growing in the salad bar inside the house so that we can grow lettuce and herbs
Can we
year
grow
round.
radishes too? Will radishes do it, or is that too long?
James, our son says we can do radishes in a different type of a little grow method in there within the method. So we're going to see.
A method in the method?
A method within the method. There's a method to our madness. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be having a lot of fun with that. Also, I'm working on editing our video. You know, we did our number uno of 2 videos that released about a little over a week ago about the hype that's going on right now about hyperinflation and how we're not really in true hyperinflation. Lots happened in a week and a half.
Yeah.
We do have another video that I'm working on editing about, 15 things you might want to start considering now. It's not a fear-mongering video, but it is amazing how just a week and a half ago, we're like, it's okay. And now we're like, things are starting to come out a little bit more for us to consider. Hello, Candid Explorer. Welcome. So I'm going to be editing that. I am going to say if you guys want something to just kind of escape from all of the stuff going on in the world, I do have my crochet videos that we're doing a crochet along for an heirloom Afghan. So look into those as well. And enough about plugging it. I would like to make it into a bar. Things get much worse in the world, Major. I might turn it into a bar.
Well, I probably have a variety of adult beverages that we could probably bake into a bar.
It's either going to be a salad bar or an adult bar.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, if the salad bar doesn't work out, it's probably going to be into something like that.
It'll be a beverage bar.
I had to haul it all the way up to here, and so it's going to
You got to admit it looks good, though.
It does look good.
I'm so excited to get it started. Wait till you guys see what we're going to do.
So,
and I do want to say, I want to thank Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm for inspiring me to try something a little different with regards to growing my food. Yes, another project. You don't even know, Major. You don't even know.
Candid Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. I said hi, Papa Jim. So.
It's neat. I'm excited to try this.
It's
always a project. I always have a project going, or 3 or 4, Major. It's okay.
And the raised bed gardening and stuff, it was kind of neat, from my end of it, to try to be. But I'm kind of excited on this new venture of trying something that we don't really know anything about. So we're just kind of Country Mama's been jumped into this and she's been researching and stuff. And she's been telling me to do stuff, and so she tells me and I go do whatever. And
he does anything I ask him to do. What's really neat is we live on 5 acres, and the first few years that we were here, we were going to garden. We were going to grow our own food. And then we were only here about a year and a half when I was diagnosed with cancer. And so everything came to a screeching halt. And so just 2 years ago, I got an idea for a project, Major, and boy, it was a big project. I converted our entire garage into a summer kitchen. It is lovely.
A 2-car garage into
an outdoor summer
summer
kitchen, which is
kitchen.
lovely. And in between the house and the garage, I converted it all into a raised garden bed using a hugelkultur system
Mhm.
with they're not stainless steel. Are they just steel tubs?
Galvanized water tanks.
Galvanized water
Right.
tanks for where we grow our
And
garden.
then on top of that, then we added another one on the deck, a bigger one on
Yes.
the deck.
So it's right in front of the window, and we watched our tomatoes grow.
Yeah.
And we're going to put a cattle panel arch over that one as well and grow things. So slowly but surely, we've been adding to our garden and adding into the produce of what we're creating for ourselves here on the
Right.
farm. And but now we're
right.
going to add hydroponics to it.
So this
He is a legend.
this winter, because we trimmed everything down. Do you know what was in the bigger galvanized water tank that was out in front of the big window?
What?
A squirrel.
Oh, yes.
Which scares me now because I don't want them to get used to it. But it was neat that he came up.
Have you seen him in there in the window?
I saw him in the window.
He's so cute.
But
Hey,
I don't want him to get used to it, because when we start growing the season,
I think in front of the window, in front of the living room, in that garden bed this year, I'm just going to do zinnias. I'm going to plant
if
zinnias.
you can't eat it, don't need it.
That we are coming into that season, aren't we?
Yeah.
Can't eat it, don't need it. I might be forced
We
into.
might have to do something. I want to do edible somethings.
You can eat some flowers. Not all flowers, but some you can. But the zinnias are so beautiful, and I have a million seeds. Taz was making breakfast for Gail. Well, you're a keeper too. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
So yes, in the front planter, the hugelkultur planter that we have out front, the little squirrel comes up and he looks in the window and he taps on the window when I'm in the living room with the dog. He just taps. Yes, I know, Gail. Taps on the window and to get the dog's attention. It drives the dogs crazy. But he flicks his tail and then he buries a walnut and then he runs away. So we're probably going to get some walnut trees growing in there that we'll have to take care of. So, but let's spin another wheel.
Okay.
Because we've been on here for a while.
Okay, hang on. Let's let me put a couple more.
In honor of the squirrel, he's going to put some more coins in.
So I don't know if anybody knows this, but do you know that from babies, I raised 2 squirrels?
2 orphan squirrels.
They came up into my work and they were inside my not my workshop here. I'm talking about workshop inside of a city. And they were underneath my craziest thing. It was almost like it was meant to be. So no mama. And I set them out and I was looking to see if mama didn't show up. And so I wasn't going to let them get run over by cars. And so I took these squirrels and brought them home and had them in a small crate. And then I bought these squirrels what do they call it?
He bought them a ferret habitat. He had a 2-story ferret habitat for these squirrels.
Bottle feeding these squirrels until they grew up big enough that they were eating regular food and they were starting to shy away. And so I knew it. And so I opened up the window and they went out to where our chickens and pig are. And you know what? For the longest time, they would come up to the tree branch and look over. They wouldn't get close, but they would look over and just hang out with me for a while. And then now they've probably populated, and
we've probably got babies and grandbabies and great grandbabies of those squirrels.
I don't know what their cycle is, but I'm sure that we've got a whole
lots of little squirrels running around from the 2 that he hand fed when they were babies.
Yeah. So anyway,
but I want to tell you guys, the first little baby that he found that had wandered into his stall, he actually took it out to a tree and put it in the tree. And before he made it back inside, that little thing ran down the tree and ran up his leg, and that was it.
Are you my daddy?
You hear that a lot.
What? Here, okay, there's a quarter. You're my daddy.
Put a quarter in for every child you have.
2.
There's a quarter. There's 2 quarters.
2 quarters. 3 quarters.
3 quarters.
4 quarters.
4 quarters. Uh-oh. You can put the 5th one in there. We'll acknowledge our baby in heaven.
Yeah.
5 quarters.
All
I
right.
thought he was going to start putting fur baby quarters in and chicken quarters and all of that.
All right.
One of them is probably the one that taps on the window to say hello.
It might be,
I
you
hope
know.
so.
It might be. So, all
I
right.
hope so.
Oop, so I'm gonna put another 25, 50, 75, $1 because it was in my hand and I was getting tired of holding it.
So are we getting close to a milestone? We do tell you guys when we're close to a milestone.
We're getting close.
We're getting close. I don't know if we'll hit the milestone
No.
this week, but we are
No.
getting close. We do tell you that.
Okay.
Let's spin.
Let's spin. So we're doing a destination.
So Taz is like Jim. He's the one who makes the scenes or the sets for Gail's scenes.
Yeah.
And he says, oops.
Yeah. We are the we're the what is it? The back scene, the stuff that makes it happen.
Behind the scenes, man.
Yeah. So, and if anybody knows us, that's how I prefer it, really. So I like that.
And if you know, it's there's always something to do.
Yeah, always something to do. And Country Mama's the one that's anywhere we go, whatever. She's the social butterfly, goes out, and I'm the one that kind of sits in the back going. Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, though. You thought I was crazy when I was talking about the summer kitchen.
No,
I've always
thought you were crazy.
But with regards to the summer kitchen, you thought I was really absolutely out of my mind. So but it's good.
Do you have any of those on your thing about the summer kitchen?
I have some videos about the summer kitchen on there.
Go check it out. It actually turned out really good. So
I'm going to pause this real quick because Candid Explorer wants to know what the jar and the quarters are about.
Okay.
So we have this jar. Oh gosh, it's getting heavy. Candid Explorer, and you could share your first name only if you want to. I'm terrible with names. Let me take this for a second here. Every week when we come on to stuff our piñata, we put coins in the jar. They're either nickels, dimes, quarters. We started with pennies, but then that was just too tedious. And we tell you what we're putting in there as far as the denomination. But every week we do this. And if people go back and watch to see how much money we've got going on here, at the end of our 26 weeks, when we finally bust open our piñata and see how much money we have to go on our trip, whoever can guess how much money is in here closest without going over will win a prize. So we will either order you your own counting bank. It counts with an LCD up here at the top and have it shipped to your location, or we will allow you to pick a coffee mug from our merch store or we will send you something from the location that we go to. Yeah. So you gotta kind of watch. It's Modest Country Mama new channel. Interesting. Okay, it's Katina. I will try to remember that, Katina. I will try. Don't count on it. Chemo brain gets to me sometimes. The jar of quarters is to exploit Jim's wallet.
Yeah. So anyway, and then the quarters themselves,
dimes and nickels.
Right, quarters, dimes, the change itself is going to be used on our trips to buy incidentals and stuff along the way, like Slim Jims or soda or water, whatever. So
if we're driving and we just see an interesting looking truck stop and we need to stop, for a pit stop or something, and we want to get a snicky snack or something, this is what we will use this for. Or if we're driving and we see like a Sonic and we want to stop and get a cherry limeade, this is what this will go for. Things like that.
And this has been change that I've been saving up at work. I had a bag, and I would put my change in my pocket into it, and just kept filling it up. And then one day I brought the bag home, and it worked out pretty good. So anyway.
Taz wants to know why I have a brace on my hand. Look, I'll take this off and you guys can see.
That's because she slapped me.
Because I slapped him. No, I didn't. Yep. I don't know if you can see. Usually you can see like the indentations. You can tell because they're swelling. But I've got a tendon right here that, you can really see the swelling there. I've got a tendon right here that is swollen so my thumb doesn't move. It's got a thumb stabilizer on it. When I move my thumb, it hurts. So most people could do, like a thumbs up, and I'm like that. I'm at pain right there.
I call it texting.
It's called a Blackberry Thumb.
Yeah, Blackberry Thumb.
Because of people who swipe or text with their thumb when they hold their phone, it puts a pressure on this tendon. And I've had this for well over a year now, and I've had one cortisone shot. I've tried soaking it. I've tried some other things, but I think I'm due for another shot because, as you can tell, I'm not as put together as I usually am. I didn't get up and get all dolled up or anything this morning. I didn't sleep good last night
Well,
because
that
I was in
way,
a lot of pain last night.
yeah, and we were on a conversation with our oldest boy.
Yeah,
So,
we're talking hydroponics with our boys, so
yeah,
I didn't get ready
so,
this morning, but that's why I'm wearing the brace. It kind of keeps me from making any unexpected moves where I move that thumb and then I cringe in pain. But I didn't sleep last night because I was in so much pain. And if
sometimes
we,
she'll move her thumb and like we'll be driving or something, and she'll reach down to get something out of her purse or something, and it's
I'm almost in tears.
yeah.
I mean, it hurts.
So,
I need another cortisone shot. If we end up going to someplace like Mackinac Island where we want to rent bikes to ride bikes all around, I'm going to have this fixed because there ain't no way I'm squeezing the brakes. I'm going to go right off the cliff.
I can see it
That's
already. I can see it already. She's gearing up for that tandem bike deal, so she doesn't have to put pressure on her.
We know not to do anything tandem. It is painful. It is painful. I know it starts with a K. Katina. It's painful. And like I went out the other day to throw some food to the chickens, and then I just almost hit my knees because it feels like it's on fire. So there's a sheath. There's like a tube that the tendon runs in and out when you move your thumb. And because the tendon is swollen, it can't go in and out of that sheath. There's a sheath that holds it in place on your wrist. And it can't move without causing extreme pain. Yeah. Thank you, Taz. I appreciate that. And yes, Blackberry Thumb. It's waitresses get it when they carry the heavy plates. Right. New moms get it when they pick up their toddlers. It puts tension on that part of their arm. Yeah. I had a knee deal a few years back and stuff, and so it was a tendon. So I know what she's going. I mean, it hurts. It hurts. All right, let's see where we might be going.
Is this a destination?
This is the destination.
All right, let's go.
We've got 5 destinations on here. Whatever it picks, we write down. We throw it in the piñata. When we bust open the piñata after 26 weeks, we're going to add them all up. Whoever has the most votes, that's where we will be going. I've been playing with the crayons. Yes. Here we go. We're not looking. We're not looking. Kissy, kissy behind the scenes. We're not looking.
What is it?
I don't know. I didn't look. Did you guys see where it is? We didn't look. And now we have a commercial. We have to get through the commercial. Chicago by train. I think that's the second.
Well, they already seen it.
You've already seen it. I'm going to show you again. Oh, God, see, that hurts. Chicago by train. That will be exciting.
You have your paper?
We've got a little card here. And my pen, and we will write Chicago by train on it.
Oh, man.
And I've been looking at things to do in Chicago. Oh, it is so much fun, Katina. The Windy City.
The Windy City.
We need to fold this up into 4s because it won't fit through the
I think we're kind of the Windy City today.
My gosh, it is so windy out there today. So it's going to go into our cupcake. I think we're not keeping track, but I do think this is the second time that Chicago has been chosen. And
can you get it in there?
I'm trying, but I don't want to bend my thumb. Boop, there it goes. Yay, Chicago. I've been looking at things for us to do if we go to Chicago.
Okay.
And I don't have anything pulled up to share with you guys, but I will tell you, they have really neat river cruises where it's almost like the double-decker buses where you can sit on top.
I thought you were going to say Dumb and Dumber.
It'll be like a Dumb and Dumber adventure for us. It's like a double-decker boat.
Yeah.
And it goes along the rivers, and you learn all about the architecture in Chicago. It looks like that would be a really neat thing. They have walking tours where you can go on a walking tour and follow things like the Valentine's Day Massacre with all the gangsters that used to be in Chicago.
I'm guessing not to get too graphic, but I'm guessing probably the alley's still there.
Oh, yeah. They'll take you to the alley and stuff and all the Al Capone stuff and all this stuff. And then I saw another travel vlog where they went to this place called Sugar. Has anybody heard of Sugar? I haven't shared it with Papa Jim yet, but
No.
boy, does it look neat. It looks like it's a place where you can go get some really neat appetizers, and they do mixology there.
Oh yeah.
Some of they're the fancy schmancy adult beverages like that use dry ice, and they
Mm.
float weird stuff and they light them on fire. And I just think it looks like it would be a really neat place to go. If you go to Chicago, take pics of the
The
Home
Home
Alone
Alone
house. See,
house.
that's something we would
Oh,
do.
it's in Chicago.
I would go look. I don't
Oh,
know if the actual the McAllisters were from Chicago.
right. But I'm thinking that they may have did certain scenes there,
Yeah,
you
even
know,
if it's just the front
because of the
shots.
neighborhood or whatever like that. But
That, you know what else they have? And I told Daz from down in Australia. Daz is a huge Office fan. The Office, the show, we love The
yeah.
Office. They actually have a museum in downtown Chicago for The Office, where you go in and you learn all this. They have all kinds of stuff set up for The Office. I told Daz we would go there if we ended up in Chicago.
Now Taz says that they're in the process of finalizing their trip to Tennessee,
Yes,
and that's going to be in April,
in April. And they're
right?
going to go to Pigeon Forge, which is where Dolly World is. Are you going to go to Dolly
Dolly
World?
World.
I want to go to Dolly World
Yeah,
someday. I think
I want
that
to
would be
meet
fun.
Dolly. I always want to meet Dolly, just because she's such an icon of movies that we've watched and stuff and
Oh,
stuff.
we grew up on Dolly. We
Yeah.
really did. We really did. So yeah, we'll take I'm this is part of why we're sharing these adventures with you guys, is if you think of interesting things to do for different locations, you got to tell us. You got to tell us, because this adds to the trip.
For us.
So, matter of fact, when we started this, we didn't even know what Mackinac Island was.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. And we had a couple of our viewers come on and say, "Oh, you need to add Mackinac Island to your trips." And we were like, "I don't even know what that is." I was calling it Mackinac Island. I didn't even know. You used to live around the corner from the original Office set in, is it Slough or Slough? Slough. I'm going to say Slough, UK. Gatlinburg is amazing too. I've looked into Gatlinburg.
Oh,
The original Office has Ricky Gervais, and
yeah.
I'm really loving Ricky Gervais. I
Yeah,
love
he's
his new
funny.
show, but I haven't shown it to Papa Jim because I don't think he can handle his new show,
Right.
Afterlife. I've watched it, loved it. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. It's probably the best series show I've seen. I even wrote Ricky Gervais and I said, "Sir, this is brilliant. I love it." You can bet Gail would be putting our trip on YouTube display. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Slough is in plow or slow is in blow. I don't know. Slough is in plow.
Slow.
My dad was such a huge fan of Dolly, and I am too.
Yeah.
So we've got all these neat things. Now, here's the deal. I added the ticker down here at the bottom for anybody who doesn't know. And I think, what is today? The 26th. In a couple of days, Jim over at Jim's Kitchen will be getting his first postcard from Team Weenie Watchers. So if you don't know what Team Weenie Watchers is, when we take our little trips for excursions and our bigger trips for excursions, like this really big one that might be Chicago, we'll be taking Colonel Mustard with us. But we took Colonel Mustard up to the Kite Festival up on a frozen lake, and we took Colonel Mustard with us. And yes, there's a Titanic in Branson as well. I've been looking into that.
Yes.
Team Weenie Watchers is for a $5 adventure pass, and the information's right there at the bottom. You can join Team Weenie Watchers for $5 per adventure pass. Now, we've had some watchers that just buy one adventure pass and they want it to be for whatever this big one is that we're choosing. They let us know. We have Jim's Kitchen was our first Team Weenie Watcher member, and he purchased 6 adventure passes. So he got his first postcard. So this is how it works. For $5 for an adventure pass, when we go out on our adventures, we will either locate or create a beautiful postcard and send it to you. And so that covers the cost of the postcard, the postage, and then puts, 3 drops of gas into our gas tank so we can go on our adventures.
Right. And shout outs.
And some shout outs. You get a shout out in the video. So if you go look at the kite video that we did for where big, beautiful kites on a frozen lake, we give some credit to Jim's Kitchen at the end of the video. If you've not gone over and joined Jim's Kitchen. Go check him out. Tell him the Country Mama sent you. But see, you get a shout out on our page. We shout out during our lives. So we just throw these things out there. And for $5. Now, I've seen other places that do these types of postcard things and they take you along on their adventures. It's $35 a postcard. Not here, just $5. We're not making money off of it. We're just including you. So for $5. So if you want to do that, there's the information there. And it says crochetmyheart@gmail.com. Make sure that is for Thompson Farms. I need to start a new one that just says either Team Weenie Watchers or Country Mama Musings. I'm just not there yet. Got to go take care of the feathery kid, says Taz. We'll keep you running on the phone. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. As long as what's not overinflated, Major. Dolly is amazing. She runs the Imagination Library and sends her books to children for free all around the world. Yes, that is such a neat program. I have to tell you guys, I put out a call to action last week about a new app that I added onto my phone called Be My Eyes. And it is an app that is used by the blind and sight impaired community. And what it is if they need assistance with something, they can, it's amazing how they use smartphones because they're sight impaired. It's not like they can look and see where their apps are on their phone. They tap until they hear what they need. It's all audio activated. And they can open this app called Be My Eyes. And when they tap on that and they request assistance, it puts a push notification out to, excuse me, out to volunteers around the world. So I learned about this and I signed up to be a volunteer for Be My Eyes. So what happens is when a sight impaired person needs assistance and they tap on it, it doesn't make a phone call. It sends out a push notification via your email that you register with. So the phone vibrates on your end, on a volunteer end, the phone vibrates and you answer it. When you answer it, it automatically connects to that blind or sight impaired person's phone and it opens their camera. So if they have their camera and let's say they're in a park and as soon as it opens up, you see the landscape of the park on their phone and they say, I'm really tired and I want to sit down, but there's nobody around me and I don't know where there's a bench because I've never been to this park before. Can you help me find a bench to sit? And so they hold their phone up and you tell them, okay, move your phone to the right and they will, and move your phone to the left. And then you can say, okay, I see a bench. It's about 75 feet in front of you. So take 4 steps over to the sidewalk and then turn to your left. And you guide them to where they need to go. Or for instance, what if one of the examples I saw was a woman said, I have 2 cardigans. They're exactly the same. They were a gift from my mother. And I know one is black and I know one is red. And I really want to wear the red cardigan to dinner tonight, but I don't know which one's which because there's so much, they're similar. I just don't know the colors. And so they'll take their phone and they'll angle it down to where the 2 cardigans are sitting. And you can tell them the cardigan is on your left, the red one's on the left. And when they reach down and get it, they're like, this one. And you say, yep, that's the one you want. Have a nice dinner. And then it disconnects. And what's really neat is since it's a push notification, you never get their phone number. You don't know how to contact them on their phone. They don't have your phone number ever. And it's all secure. And as a matter of fact, I received my first call this week and it was only 24 hours after I signed up. I was so excited. I went to push it and it said, oh, thank you so much for wanting to take this call. Another volunteer already got it, but we'll be calling you again. So I wanted to take a screenshot of that to show Papa Jim that's like, look, I got my first call, but I didn't get to answer it. Nope. Security measures would not even let me take a screenshot of the notification that I missed a call. So privacy and security is key with this company, but I'm so excited to be a part of that. And I'm really looking forward to the first time I'm able to assist someone.
Real gift is to be somebody's eyes for them,
right? And that's one thing that I learned about this is, when you speak to someone in the sight impaired or blind community, they're like, what is it you need? And they're like, if I just had a second set of eyes. And that's how this all started. So you can be someone's eyes. And for those of you who didn't catch the video that I put out about that, my mother was legally blind in one eye since birth, and then after an aneurysm ruptured in her brain, she was almost completely blinded. What a neat thing that is. Put the link again, please. Which link do you want, Major? Good morning, Lisa Kalovi. I've not done it yet, Gail, because I missed the call, but I am waiting.
Yeah.
One thing I need to do is I do have a passcode on my phone, and I put it on there because I had somebody, not Papa Jim, but somebody snooping on my phone when it was laying around, so I put a passcode on it. I need to take that off because that's not an issue right now, because the time it takes me to put the passcode in to open the phone, somebody else has grabbed the call. So I'm really looking forward to getting my first call and helping someone. I learned about this because a friend of mine, she signed up for it. She got her first call the other day, and it was a woman in like a drugstore, and she just needed help finding out which, I think it was like an allergy medication. And my friend was able to tell her what was on the shelf in front of her and assist the lady in determining that she indeed had in her hand what it is she wanted to purchase. And that way you're not bothering the store employees, or you're not waiting for somebody to walk by and help you with things in the store. If you don't have any assistance
or
with
trying to find a
something,
store employee.
right, it's just a quick call. So, oh, it's already on the screen. Yes, Major. Okay. And I do want to say, I do believe if anybody overseas wants to join Team Weenie Watchers, I spelled weenie wrong. I need to fix that. As long as everything converts over to US, okay? Make sure it's $5 US. We can do the postage and the postcard and get it to Australia, England for the same price. Even though postage is a little bit more, it'll still fit within that $5 frame. So if anybody wants to join Team Weenie Watchers, just let us know. So we have some adventures coming up that are not the big adventure. We do have our murder mystery coming up, and we will be doing that. And I'll show you guys again just for fun, because I know I've got it right here on this little iPad. I will show you the first postcard that we put together and sent out. If I turn it this way, I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see it without hurting my hand. So here's the postcard that I created. Let me see if I can line that up just right. Let me get close to this picture. Here is Papa Jim and I plus Colonel Mustard at the Kite Festival with a big, huge, giant Clifford the Big Red Dog. And then this picture here is a beautiful, beautiful kite that would just spin in circles. It's so gorgeous. You can see how it flies on the video that I posted. And then this picture here was this really fun minion kite. And then Colonel Mustard has his own signature. Look at that. Hairball. At the bottom, it says Team Weenie Watchers. So because there was not a postcard for the Kite Festival, I created our own postcard. It's in the mail. It's on its way to Jim's Kitchen. So when we get to places where we can find authentic postcards that have to do with what we're doing, we'll send those out. If not, we've got a way to make our own postcards to send to people, which is really great. So we've got this adventure coming up, which is why we even have Colonel Mustard, is this murder mystery that we're going to be going on in July. We know, and our investigator, we know there are not going to be postcards to share for this adventure. So we're going to be making our own. We'll take pictures. We'll take pictures along the route of our murder mystery, take pictures of our investigator and Colonel Mustard, and that will be the postcard that goes out to people who are part of Team Weenie Watchers. So if you're interested in that, it's a lot of fun. We have 3 official members of Team Weenie Watchers now. And again, it's not for us to make money. By the time we get the gas, the postcard, and the postage, mere cents. And it'll probably just go into the mason jar. But it's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Let's do our third spin, shall we?
I got my wallet.
And I just want to show you guys too, just so that you know.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat.
The postcard I send out when I make them myself, I mean, here's the back of it. It looks like an actual postcard. It's an actual physical postcard that I create through an app, and it mails it out to the individual.
And it's got the location.
Yeah, you put the location. I know that ring light's messing with you. I'm going to try that, line that up right in the middle. You see that there? That's a map location. That shows the actual lake and where the lake is located and the date that the pictures were taken. Everything is there. And then I created this fun little postage stamp. I mean, if that If that doesn't look like me on most days, I don't know what does. Funny little groundhog with her hair in curlers and a cup of coffee. So it's an actual postcard. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I'm getting gypped. She's just going to send me an email with something she made up. No, it's an actual physical postcard that comes in the mail. So lots and lots of fun.
And if we can get a postcard that represents what we're doing at the place, we will physically get that.
Yeah, because one of the things we have coming up is we will be going back up to that lake and touring the Surf Ballroom, which is where Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper performed before their plane crash. And then we're going to go out to the memorial site for Buddy Holly and Richie Valens and the Big Bopper. Site. And we already have postcards picked out for that. So those will be actual physical postcards related to the day that the music died. Very, very cool. Okay, so let's pull open our wheel. If I can find it. I know it's right there. Chicago by train. I'm excited.
All right, so now we need the 51
through 100. 51 through 100. You didn't need a reminder for that then, Jim. Okay, so here we go. I don't know, do we have enough money in the wallet for a double? Let's cross our fingers for a double.
Yeah, I don't know.
To compensate for gas prices going up. Gas prices going up. I don't even know if $5 is going to cover an adventure anymore. All right. Come on. Here we go, guys. We're not watching. You get to watch. You get to see. Are we going to get a double today? Gotta wait for the commercial. We'll see what it says. No double, but $89. $89. Woohoo! $89 going into the Piñata. That puts us up over 100 for the day. Right here, Papa Jim.
Okay, there's 20.
Ooh, and it has writing on it. EKIAG.
40. Wow. 60. 80. How much is it?
Was it $89?
Was it?
I don't know. I already closed it. I already closed the screen. $89. So there's 80.
There's 5.
85.
86. 87. 88. Taking away my ones.
He loves his singles. They're all going into the muffin. You had a reprieve, Jim. Poor Jim.
Yeah. All right.
We were kind of hoping for a double. Here we go, guys.
I wanted more even numbers so I wouldn't lose my singles.
He wants to keep his singles. We know why.
All right.
Here we go. See, it hurts for me to even move my hand at that angle. Boop. Shake her up, Papa. Oh my gosh. You guys hear the money that's in
I wonder how much is in there.
That's another thing, guys. There are lots of, I didn't learn to do this. This is kind of my own unique idea. But I follow Snow Gardener 307. She does budgeting, and she has a budgeting. She comes up every week more than once, and she does very extreme budgeting, and I'm like into it. She's got all of her little colored markers, and she's got all of her little sheets that she colors in and stickers. She's all about it, and I'm just like, office supplies, and I love it. And so I was watching her, and she was saying one day that she was going to do this 100 envelope challenge. And there are 100 envelopes numbered 1 through 100, just like we have our wheels numbered 1 through 50 and then 51 through 100, 1 through 100. And what you do is every week you pull out a couple of those envelopes, and whatever number's on them, you put the money in it and you put it away. And I thought that's a really neat way to save money. Mm-hmm. But then I started looking into more people that are doing this 100 envelope challenge. They always end up with the same amount of money. Right. It's always $5,050. Always. And after watching...
that's for a year.
Yeah, right? You could do it within a year.
Right.
And I started watching it, and I thought, well, it's kind of boring after the third one because we all know how much. Because then they make this big deal about it, and then they count it out in front of you, and it's $5,050. It's always $5,050. So I was going to do that, and I thought, but I want something different because I want more than or less. I want it to be a surprise.
Right.
So, but when they do this $5,050, when they do this 100 envelope challenge, they have pieces of paper like with little envelopes on it, and you color the envelopes in for the corresponding number, so you know that you pulled that one. So if you pulled 42 and you put $42 in it and you put it away, you find the envelope on the piece of paper, it says 42, and you color it in so you know you've done that one. And I thought that's just too predictable for me. I want something that's a little unpredictable. So we've got this piñata. We spin every week. Sometimes we hit a double. We never take the number off of the wheel, and we're not keeping track. We have no idea how much money is in that piñata.
Right.
So when we get to the end of 26 weeks, we're doing this for 6 months. We're going to beat the crud out of that piñata with a baseball bat or whatever. We're going to bust her open. We're going to collect all of the money and show you how much money we had in there. We're going to count it out in front of you so you can see how much we saved. And we're going to add up all of the different little destinations from week 1 until week 13 today. We've got cards in there to tell us what was selected by the wheel of where we're going to get to go.
And today is
Chicago by train.
Right.
So I personally have been on an Amtrak train.
I have not.
Papa Jim's never been on an Amtrak train. And when we lived in Southern California, I always tried to tell him, we need to be spontaneous. We just need to drive down to San Diego, get on an Amtrak, no luggage, nothing, just do it and ride up the coast on the Amtrak train, get to a station wherever, and then turn around, come back. We never did it. He's not spontaneous like that.
Well, I wanted to go jump on a train while I was moving.
Like Mr. Bean.
Like Mr. Bean.
That's not going to work. So,
like a hobo. I want to be a hobo.
My uncle, cousin, something, in the early 1900s, he was a hobo on a train. He wrote about his experiences of train hopping.
That'd be pretty neat.
But I thought it was really neat to be on the train with our boys when they were younger. And I really wanted Papa Jim to experience a trip on a train. You have been on trains into New York City. Now, see, that would be neat too, Katina. I would do that. I want to take a train. This is for another trip. The trips that we have on the wheel right now are all within a certain radius of where we live because we wanted to start small. But future trips will go out a little bit further. Right. And one of them is, depending on how much time we can get off of work and how much time ends up in this new piñata when we do this again.
How much money? Right, how much time?
Money. Time and money. It's all coming down to time and money. Yeah. I want to take the Amtrak trains to Washington, D.C. to see the cherry blooms and then take a train from there up into New York, come around to Philadelphia, and then back to our starting location. It broke down and I thought it was going to die. Oh, no. You know what? My train experience, we had issues on the train experience, but it was still fun. We hit 2 trucks. Yeah. So we had to stop each time we hit a truck. And we hit an avalanche. We were in an avalanche. So I had a lot of delays. I was traveling with 3 small children, and I mean small children. And I ran out of food and money before we got to our destination because of the delays. And so that was harrowing. And I remember asking some of the employees that worked on the train, can I please just have some crackers from the dining car to feed my kids? Because I'm out of money. I'm out of food that I packed for us. And we were like almost 24 hours delayed. My kids were hungry. Oh, my goodness. You went from Texas to Rhode Island on a train, a 3-day trip. Oh, how fun.
That'd be nice.
It was only delayed and they fixed it. I'm glad they fixed it. But you know what? Here's the thing. If Papa Jim and I are on a train for a trip and it gets delayed, so what? Mm-hmm. So what? You learn when you're traveling with 3 small kids and one's in diapers and you've got issues and no food. That's one thing. Right. Here, if we get delayed, it's
completely different situation. Or
we'll play some cards. We'll meet some people. We'll hang out. We'll make sure we've got enough money with us to make sure that we don't run out of food.
You got to remember, that was in the early years. That was the early years.
Those were our early lean years when I took that trip.
She packed food and stuff, and it was...
it did not compare at all to what I went through to take all the kids back on a Greyhound bus. Yeah. That was quite a different 3-day trip. We will not be taking a Greyhound bus anywhere. Although I did think it would be fun every once in a while. We do have a bus line that travels an interstate near us. And I thought it would be fun to just go jump on the bus for one day. No?
I'm good.
and go to the big city and have lunch at the big city and bring the bus back. I don't know. I love traveling by train. I used to travel all up and down the east coast of Australia by train 4 to 5 times a year. Here in the UK, though, nope, way too expensive. Who knows what the tickets are going to be by the time we get to take this trip if we end up going to Chicago.
If we had
Right now, they're reasonable.
If
I've looked
I
them
was
up.
going to say, if we had a definite that Chicago is where we're going, this would be the time to buy the tickets.
But we don't know.
But we don't
There's
know.
no way. I mean, I know we've got 2 votes so far for Chicago.
Yeah.
Who knows what the next 13 weeks are going to do?
So
it might pull ahead.
And today, this is our middle way. We're halfway.
We are halfway there. And I don't know if there's going to be enough room in that Piñata for 13 more weeks of stuff.
I don't know if there's enough room in the Piñata to go anywhere if things keep going up.
We might just end up taking a trip around the block and getting a Slim Jim at the gas station
That's right.
and coming back home. But it's fun to do it in the meantime. I actually told Papa Jim, it's like, I don't even know if we should skip the Piñata stuffing today. I actually proposed this to him this morning. Should we skip the Piñata stuffing today and take that money and go to the Amish store and stock up on some supplies?
I told her I have to stuff Mama's Piñata.
You got to stuff the muffin every week. You got to do it.
Gotta do
It costs more to get to my sister's 4 hours drive away by train than it does to get from Melbourne to Brisbane. Goodness. Get yourself a smaller wallet. You think that's going to help? That's not going to help.
No.
But I think we'll see about maybe going, because it's windy and it's cold, and it's probably not the time to go to the Amish store this week.
Yeah. But we got to
next week. So maybe we'll go to the Amish store.
Our Amish community, they have a neat selections.
They have unique selections of food stuff.
Food, spices, all that. Just, it's amazing.
And it's good for stocking up your pantry. Yeah. Just looks like you've got more. When your wallet's small, it looks like
there you go.
Money. You know what's really kind of a downer for me personally going to the Amish store now is we've really been looking into getting a grinder. We want to get a grain mill.
Mm-hmm.
And get wheat berries and store our own wheat berries so we can make our own flour. But guess who had to go get diabetes? And now I got to really watch the flour intake.
But we have a lot of flour, and so regular flour.
Yeah.
And so
And I'm now that spring and summer are coming, I am going to be baking my bread in the solar oven. But now I'm going to do a little bit more of some whole grain
flours.
Wheat and all-purpose flour. We're going to do that.
But Papa Jim can still have the flour.
He can. I just have to make my changes,
right.
Which is going to be interesting on this trip too, because there's not a lot of selections out there for vegetarian diabetics. I'm going to starve to death. But we're going to have fun.
Thank goodness for protein bars.
I'll be packing a whole bunch of protein bars on our trip for sure. Jim's sister, Papa Jim's sister, sent us this beautiful picnic basket. We've taken it on. I don't want to say you've never been on a train. We took an old steam locomotive trip for like a Polar Express thing and for a summer trip. But it really only goes like 1 hour one way and then it goes back to the station. And
it's not modern. It's old.
It's an old. I mean, the seats and everything are still from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. So, but he's never been on an Amtrak. But I want to take that little picnic basket with us on our trip, and I'm going to load it all full of fun things for us so that we can have it.
Who do you think we are, Yogi and Boo Boo?
Yogi and Boo Boo. That's, oh my gosh, we need to add a bear to our trip. Do we need to add a stuffed bear to our trip?
Oh, no, not yet.
No, we'll just keep it with the hot dog and the investigator. Yeah. So, well, guys, we've just passed the 1 hour mark. We've got some work to do downstairs. I really, truly want to have breakfast, clean up after breakfast, and really fine tune our upcoming hydroponics system. That's what's on the agenda for the rest of the day, Major, is I want to really fine tune and get our hydroponic system
We've got some
started.
cutting to do and some drilling
Papa Jim's got the whole table shaking. You know when it's time to go when the table starts shaking because he gets antsy. He wants to get on. He wants to get on with the day.
I'm all jacked up on coffee.
Oh, the coffee was good this morning, nice and warm. But I really want to work on that hydroponics. I have a confession. I started some seedlings, and I And I made the mistake of starting them in peat pellets because I cannot use that for our hydroponics. But I was going to plant them outside anyways in our grow tower. But I think there was either something wrong with our seeds, something wrong with my technique, or something wrong with the peat pellets because just one row got all moldy.
Yeah.
Not the others. So I think it might have been the seed.
It was either the seed or the pellets.
But the pellets were randomly chosen. So I can't understand why 4 in a row would get moldy. So I had to toss those. And I just haven't had any germination on the others.
Gail's
so
leaving.
Goodbye, Gail.
Bye.
Have a lovely day with Taz.
Yeah, we got to get,
so
we
much.
need to get our working done.
Yeah.
Get going.
We're going to say goodbye, guys. But don't forget, we'll see you guys for coffee chat on Wednesday mornings. We'll see you for our crochet along. We just finished block number 4 for our Afghan. And I'm working on a video for basic starting techniques for those who want to learn to crochet. How to make your slip knot, how to do the chain stitch, how to hold your yarn. So those of you who want to practice and learn how to crochet, you can just kind of follow those little tutorials and just practice at your own leisure. Jim, run and hide in the shed. Hide your wallet until next week. It's too late. I've already spent most of it.
You know, I figured something out.
What's that?
That country mama.
It's real close.
Country mama. She put it. I felt, no, I'm not even going to say it. Anyway.
Are you going to say I put a tracker on your wallet?
She's got a tracker on my wallet. Man. And I know she does because I know that when she wants to go spend money, I feel it. Bzz,
no,
bzz,
you know what that is? That's his phone because no matter where I go spend money, it sends an alert to his phone.
I do. I have
He knows. He knows. He goes, so did you stop off at the gas station and buy something?
No, I asked her. I said, well, what did you do today?
And he knows. And if I leave something out, he's like, well, did you go here? He knows.
Are you sure you didn't go by Walmart? Are you sure you didn't go by Hobby Lobby?
How much did you spend at that store?
Yeah. How much did you spend? Well, I didn't spend much.
So before we leave, guys, I do want to tell you, I need less than 100 these hours.
Watch hours. Come on, guys.
You gotta be careful how you say it. That's why I didn't say it.
Oh, you can't say it?
No.
Why?
Because YouTube doesn't like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay. Because I had a sign. I had a sign that was telling people because you could show it. That's one of those things you can't say. They check your stuff when you go to get monetized.
Do they really?
They do.
Oh man.
So show some love.
Yeah.
Less than these things. I need them. You have 24 of those. Have fun. Thank you, Blue, so much. Major, have a wonderful day. Everybody else who joined us this morning, we appreciate you showing up every week. And for those of you who are new, so happy to have you here. And we will see you.
I guess I'm going to get punished now.
You're not going to get punished. I don't spank hard. I might even get in trouble for saying that.
Probably will.
Okay, spank.
All right, I'm going to put a couple more. Let's put a couple more in there.
All right.
A couple more. So I want to put 25.
Other side.
Wrong hole. 25.50. 75.
This means people who left early aren't going to know.
1. A dime. 10. A dime. 20. And a nickel. 125. How close are we?
We're close.
All right.
Next week we will go over
another one.
Thank you, Grace and Fire. I appreciate that. All right, friends. Much love.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna go put Papa Jim to work.
Work.
I might take a nap.
I need food.
I'll make breakfast.
Bird.
Farm fresh eggs coming up.
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.